What's going on? It's Dman. Bringing to you NBA 2K14 The Park. I'm just telling you right now, this might be one of my last park videos. I'm not going to be posting it as much simply because I really don't play this mode as much. But in this video, I'm going to be breaking down the park where I really think of it. Of course, I've been telling you the truth this whole time. But as Shakedown said in one of his previous videos, and as K-Spade has been saying also, if you play crew a lot, you really want crew back. And I just have a feeling that the park is going to move away from that crew aspect, but I'll jump into that later. So when I try to make a list of the things I like about the park versus the things I don't like about the park, things I don't like is a way longer list, and the game mode should never be that way. When I look at the things I do like, it's nothing really special. The main thing I like about the park is multiplayer with your mod player. That's pretty much it, and we had modes like that before in 2K, but they got taken out. Now, the things I don't like. First off, I'm going to start with the thing that everybody doesn't like. It's the waiting. I just don't understand why we have to wait to get into these games. I know some people are trying to make excuses for it, which I really don't understand also. Some people are saying, well, you have to wait in real life. Okay, that's still not a valid excuse. Yeah, I know that you have to wait in real life. But on a video game where you probably just came home from working or doing something like that, you just want to jump into a game with your friends and play. That's it. Now, playing with friends is another feature that I want to talk about, because when we jump on the park, I usually have about 4 other people with me, and there's only one 5v5 court, and that's just a big problem because everybody else is trying to play 5v5 also, and so people will steal your spots, people will steal your teammates' spots. And it's even worse, not to sound arrogant, but it's even worse when you're a YouTuber or people notice you because they don't know that you're running with a squad, and then they'll steal their spots, and that just adds to the overall waiting time. So if you're lucky, we have to wait about 20 minutes to jump into a game if you have 4 other people with you. That's if you're lucky. Now, other people have been saying, if you want to stay on the court, just win games. Okay, cool. But let me talk about the games on the park really quick. There's 2 big problems for me when it comes to staying on the court. One is the players. The players on the park are so cheesy, and I know 2K can't really control that, but at the same time, 2K kind of allows them to be cheesy. Like when people go left and right, or when people make highly contested threes, which is all people do on the park anyways, dunk and shoot threes. And so that's my first problem. My second problem is, even if we get on a win streak, sometimes we still get kicked out of the park. And this is after the patch. The last patch they just put out that was supposed to fix the park. We still get kicked out of the park if we go on a win streak sometimes, or my teammates get kicked out and we're stuck with a computer and we have to get off the court, and then the process starts all over. And that's if the court isn't broken. And so the park waiting times and just the players alone makes this mode really annoying. And this is what scares me about the future of multiplayer online. Because back in the day, NBA 2K10, NBA 2K11, not only did we have crew, but we also had the black top, my player black top, which I feel is even better than the park simply because they had 4 quarters and they also had fouls. Now, the park did add fouls for reach-ins, but it still takes about 7 fouls to actually get fouled out. I don't understand that. I feel like it should be around 4. That's just me. But I honestly feel that 2K should bring back more than one multiplayer mode when it comes to my player, because that's what we had back in the day. And it just feels like 2K is going in this direction where they don't want a crew aspect back into the game. I mean, if you look at it, every year people want crew back, but they're moving far and far away from crew. I've even talked to people that said they wish they kept their current gen system or their Xbox 360 and PS3 so they can at least play crews. And this is after playing the park. Really, we just want to be able to squad up with our mod players, play 5v5, and get fouls. That's all I really want. To be honest, my opinion about the park hasn't changed since I first played it. Good idea, it's just I don't like the execution. And that's why the park to me was a miss. I just don't like it, and it seems to be that way for most people that play crew day in, day out like I did. If you don't know, I played crew a lot. I was all over crew when it first dropped, and really I just want something like it back. You know, usually when it comes to 2K, I may do with it. I may do with what I have. 2K12, I didn't play that game as much, but in 2K13, the 3v3 black top, I was like, whatever, I can squad up. I played it. didn't care. 2K14, they only gave us crews. Didn't care. I can squad up. I played it, and I had fun on both of those modes. But with the park, it makes squatting up hard, and it makes playing the game really difficult. So now I really have to be on the campaign of just trying to get crew or something like crew back into the game. Of course, I was a part of that campaign before because I played crew so much, but now it's getting serious because there are a few things that scare me, and I'm gonna talk about those 2 things right now. And there's a couple of things I've heard in Ronnie's live streams or through Ronnie's tweets. And of course, you all know I'm talking about Ronnie 2K, but of course, I'm not gonna put this whole situation on Ronnie. Matter of fact, I'm not putting any of the situation on Ronnie because Ronnie doesn't have the authority to say, hey, I want this in the game, put this in the game. I'm guessing it's a higher up that doesn't really want to see the crew aspect come back, but I'll get into that later. So the first thing I heard was Ronnie kept saying, well, crew was a broken mode. I have to agree. The servers at the time were really bad. NBA 2K9, NBA 2K10, and NBA 2K11 were difficult times for crew players. I know a lot of people remember that, but the servers at the time were really bad. Everybody and their mama had a hat my player. They were 7'5" beast, about 2,000 pounds. Yes, 2,000 pounds. I've seen it before. And they also had their tendencies hat. So every time they went to the bucket, it was a foul and one and stuff like that. So 2K10, 2K11, crew mode was broken. And I understood why they took it out the game. I didn't like it because I love crew, but I understood why they did it. So crew was gone for 2K12. 2K13, they came back with the new VC system in the 3v3 black top. Now, of course, I wanted crew back then also, but my theory was they were testing the waters. They were testing how many people could hack with the new VC system, and they were testing the servers because 2K13 at the time, I believe they were doing something with the servers, and they were supposed to be better, and although they weren't perfect, they were better. And so 2K13, I played 3v3 black top a lot, had about 500 to 700 games. It was a lot of games. And so 2K14 comes around and we get back crews. It's not crew, but like I said before, they made squatting up easy and we could run with all my players, so I played it. And so now here we are at the park, and I'm not feeling where it's going, the multiplayer that is. I'm not saying that the park has to be deleted from 2K. I'm just saying, why can't we have more multiplayer modes? Why can't we have something like crew for people that want to squad up, in the park for people that really run by themselves? Because that's what it seems like the park was made for, which is weird because basketball is a team game. Now the other thing I want to talk about is during Ronnie's live stream, when people ask about things like this that I'm talking about, he really brings up numbers. He says, well, a lot more people play my team than crew, or he says a lot of people are doing this more than crew, and I'm really scared. That made my stomach drop because if this game really goes by the numbers, that's gonna break my goddamn heart. Like, I don't know where 2K is gonna go, because if you look at the park, a lot of people play 2v2 and 3v3. Really, nobody plays 5v5 because the court is broken or nobody likes the spacing, which I understand. So if 2K goes by numbers, I have a feeling they're going to troll us next year and just get rid of the 5v5. Who knows, maybe add a couple 1v1s. Now, I really don't think that's going to happen, but the possibility of getting trolled because of numbers are out there. And it's also just not fair. It's not fair at all. You can say, well, in 2K13, more players played my team than NBA 2K11's crew mode. Well, in 2K13, the fan base have grown more. Of course, more people are going to be on that game. And of course, more people are going to play my team because crew isn't there. Now, I'm not saying that crew will overtake my team if it came back. I'm just saying it's easier to play a mode when another mode is missing. Most people are tired of my player mode. Not me, but I'm just saying most people are tired of my player mode in NBA 2K13 that really only left my team. Even if you bring up NBA 2K14 numbers, well, more people play my team than crews and parks. Well, that's because crews and parks really isn't a mode that anybody asked for. It's a variation of a mode. So I just don't think it's fair to bring up numbers, and I also don't think it's fair to compare games that came out in 2009 and 2010 to a game that came out in 2013. Of course, the numbers are going to be better, and it's not right to just get rid of a whole mode because of the numbers. I think if you brought it back, people would be happier. And I really didn't mean to turn this into a crew rant, but that's what happens. people on crew and we get the park. And like I said before, I'm not saying it's a bad idea or a bad mode. It can be fun. I want to point that out. It can be fun. It's just not the mode I'm looking for, and that's just my opinion. Now I understand that 2K is probably going to go this direction because they spend so much time on the park. I can only hope for something different. That's all I can say. I just hope for something different. And another thing I want to point out is it's all love. If you feel that something you like is going in the wrong direction, of course you're going to say something about it. And since I've been playing 2K forever, people that know me knows this. I've been playing 2K for a while, and that's why I want to speak on this. Multiplayer wise, I don't feel the direction that 2K is going. That's all I'm going to say. I'll draw out later. Peace.